Right. Welcome everyone for the paper discussion of 2016 Western Province paper. So we have to continue from the third question in part 2, right? In your essay type questions. All right. So look at the question number 3. I hope everyone have the tute. The tute is there in the WhatsApp group, right? So consider the following. Question number 3. Consider the following database. Here we have a database. We have a database question, right? So we have the book distribution agents store database, right? Okay. We have the book table, publisher table, and the book publisher table, right? Book table, publisher table, and the book publisher table, right? So what are they asking from us? Mention two suitable primary keys with the name of the relevant table. So in the Roman number 1, they are asking to mention two suitable primary keys with the name of the relevant table. So when you write the name of the primary key, you must mention to the name of the table also, otherwise you won't be given marks, right? So what are the primary keys here, right? In the book table, book ID. So write book table in front inside brackets book ID. That is how you should write the answers for these type of questions. Have the table name, normally give the table name as it is, right? Spelling is important. Spelling is important, very important, right? Then the fields in front of the table name, the fields must be mentioned inside brackets, right? That goes for the records also. Record එකක් ලියද්දි table name එක ලියුවා inside brackets, put the record, right? And close the bracket. Okay, so we have the book table, book ID, book underscore ID, okay? Publisher table, pub underscore ID, right? Publisher table inside brackets, pub underscore ID, right? So that is the answer for the Roman number 1. Roman number 2, 3,500 copies of Loving Tatubidak of the author Anuradha Aryaratna at the value of 230 rupees each was added to the store in 2015. The Avanza Jayagodi Company obtained ISBN number 955555128 for the book, right? So the part A asks which table should be updated? 4 tables, right? So Pute, it is what is it? The book was added to the store, right? The book was added to the store. So if the book was added to the store, which means Pute, we need to update the book table. We need to update the book table, right? Book table. Why the book table? Because there was Anuradha Aryaratna has written the book Lovin Tatubida, right? So that should go for the book table first. That should go for the book table first. So book table should be updated. And then in the publisher table, as you can see, the Avanza Jayakodi company has obtained the ISBN for the book. So they are the ones who's publishing, right? They are the one who's publishing Pute. And as you can see in the publisher table, right? This Dayavansa Jayakodi company is not there. What we have there is their answer, right? Might be a spelling mistake, but we can't risk it. So in the publisher table, we already have a publisher ID P001 their answer with DYA, okay? But the record that they have given us is Dayavansa. So we can't take a risk here today. So better to update the publisher table also, right? It's better to update the publisher table also. And 2015 it was published, so the book publisher table also must be updated, right? So what are the 3 tables that we need to update? We need to update the book table, book publisher table, and the publisher table, right? Okay, so they are asking us to write the record, the record in the book table. Book table, what is the record? Is a new book, right? So B104. What is the name of the book? Lovin Tatu Bindak. Come on. Number of books 3,000. 500 copies, right? And unit price 230, right? How have they put it? RS dot 230. That is how you have to put it. Okay, so this is the record of the book table, right? This is the record of the book table. Then we need to update the publisher table also, right? Publisher table. Again, write the table name inside brackets. Publisher ID is what? P005, and the publisher is Dayavansa. Dayavansa. Jaya Kodi. Jaya Kodi. Comma. The ISBN they have taken, guys, the ISBN, it is given here, right? The ISBN is the 955 555 128 2, right? Okay, then let's go for the book publisher. Book underscore publisher table. Now, as I mentioned earlier, table names and field names, the spelling is very important, right? In some oral papers, they have even mentioned spelling mandatory like that. Okay, correct. So inside brackets, publisher ID is what? P005, and the book ID is B104, and the year is 2015, right? So this here is the answer for the Roman number 2, part B, right? How the tables are updated, and these are the 3 tables that we need to update. Okay, right. Then let's take a look at the Roman number 4. Roman number 3A. In the Roman number 3A part, if a single table is used instead of 3 tables, if a single table is used, okay, if we use a single table, what will happen? Redundancy, duplication of data. So they're asking what will happen. I name the defect that will happen if you use a single table. What will happen? Redundancy, right? Duplication of data. That is the defect. B, mention 2 disadvantages that may arise out of the above situation. A data redundancy එක නැත්නම් පුතේ duplication එකේ මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ defect එක මොනවාද ඒකෙන් වෙන්නේ මොනවාද අනිකුත් ප්‍රතිඵල මොනවාද පුතේ that is what they asking right තම මොනවාද වෙන්නේ duplication එකේ මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ insert abnormalities difficult to insert the data update abnormalities ඒ කියන්නේ පුතේ difficult to update the data delete abnormalities ඒ කියන්නේ difficult to delete the data and also difficult to find the data difficult to run queries keyword it is fine right තව මෙහෙම කියන්නත් පුළුවන් take too much time to update record or insert record will update different records not the ones that you intend to update හිතන එක නෙමෙයි පුතේ වෙන එකක් update වෙන්න පුළුවන් right unnecessary records might be deleted when trying to delete unwanted records වාට ඕන නැති record delete කරද්දී පුතේ අනවශ්‍ය record delete වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයා හිතන්නේ නැති දේවල්. ඔයාට ඕන ඔන්න P005 එක delete කරන්න. P005 එකේ තියෙන පුතේ record දැන් බර ගන්නක. ඔක්කොම එක table එකේනේ. delete P005 record දීපු ගමන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? තියෙනවා අවශ්‍ය අනවශ්‍ය බහුතරයක් delete වෙන්න පුළුවන්. right? හරි. okay. so then ඔන්න ඔය තමයි අපිට ඇති වෙන මේ disadvantages, right? Difficult to insert data, take too much time to insert data, difficult to update the data, difficult to delete the data, difficult to run queries, right? Hari. And also difficult to analyze the data. Hari. So today, fourth one, Roman number 4. It has been Roman number 4, right? Third question, Roman number 4. It has been announced that Senkottang of Mahinda Prasad Masimbula in year 2013 and the Kalanadi Galabasi of Norbert Ayagamage in 2014 have been recommended for an award in National Literature Award ceremony. If the retrieval of the record need to be based on the book name, author name, published year and price, mention the term referred to the keys with the relevant fields. So This has nothing to do with the awards, right? They have given some fields and they're asking what are the keys of those fields are. Can a primary key, the primary key, foreign key, the foreign key, like that. Okay. All right. So as you can see, book ID is the primary key of the book table. There is a key of the book ID. Book ID is the primary key of the book table. Publisher ID is the primary key of the publisher table. And also publisher ID, it is the foreign key of the book publisher table. Book publisher publisher ID, pub ID is the foreign key in the book publisher table. Right? Anitya නිකන් fields. ඒවට එහෙම keys එන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Primary key and foreign keys විතරයි ළමයින්ට අවශ්‍ය. මම lessons වලට කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා candidate keys සහ alternate keys and compulsory primary keys. ඒව අහලා නැහැ මෙතන. මෙතන පුතේ you just have to write primary keys. What are the primary keys and in which table they become the primary key? What are the foreign keys and in which table they become the foreign key? ඒ කියන්නේ පුතේ මොකද්ද? Book ID, primary key of the book table. Publisher, pub ID is the primary key of the publisher table. And the pub ID, also the foreign key, right, of book publisher table. Those are the keys of the relevant fields, right? Anitya nikama fields. Ever keys ne. Right. Okay. Then let's go for the question number 4. Main question number 4, right? Information technology has been man's best friend in modern days and helped him to develop some necessary items for his life. But it has also created problems for the man, right? Hari, Roman number 1. Write a logical security and one of physical security. Are the logical security passwords, right? Data encryption. Nothing. We have the password, we have the data encryption, right? What else can we use? Authorization of the user. Authentication of the user. Users username password, right? Not the same password, different passwords to identify the user. User authentication, password, data encryption, right? Physical security, antivirus cards දාන්න පුළුවන් පුතේ. හරිද? Software firewalls දාන්න පුළුවන්. Those are also what? Logical security. Logical security, right? Then physical security, hardware firewall, uninterrupted power supply, surge protectors, CCTV, and locking the door. Physical security, right? Okay. Then Roman number 2, mention 2 ways how you would use web resources without violating the accepted norms. Using web resources without violating web norms, plagiarism, right? To avoid plagiarism, there are 3 ways. One are the citing, quoting, and referencing. Citing, quoting, referencing. ළමයි දැන් මම මේකෙන් උත්තර ලියා ගන්න වෙලා මදි වුණොත් මොකද්ද අපි කරන්න ඕන? ටක් ගාලා අපු රිවයින්ඩ් කරා බැලුවා. right? ඒක YouTube එකේ තියෙන්නේ. Okay. Then so citing, quoting, referencing. හරිද? Then Roman number 3, bad e-waste management causes problems to the man and to the environment, right? A, mention what you mean by e-waste. E-waste කියන්නේ මොකද්ද පුතේ? What is e-waste? E-waste means discarded electronic parts, right? Discarded electronic parts. That's all e-waste, right? Examples right? What are the examples for the discarded ink cartridges, toner cartridges, broken monitors, keypads, mouse, CPU casings, circuits, motherboards, RAMs, hard disks. Those are the discarded electronic parts, cameras and web microphones and cables, wires, right? Over the examples. Mention 2 harmful atomic substances that release to the environment from e-waste: cadmium, lead, mercury. Right? Or CFL bulb, right? Cadmium, lead, mercury. Battery acid. That's why they are asking not to discard batteries to the environment. Batteries must be recycled properly. Okay. Then C. Mention two safe methods to dispose e-waste. Vidithunai. Reduce, reuse, recycle. 3R. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Right? Fourth one. A. What do you mean by digital bridge? Today, have you heard of digital divide? Digital divide digital divide is the social and economic gap or the division between those who have access to the ICT, information and communication technology, and those who doesn't have access to the information and communication technology. The economic and social gap between those who have access to ICT and those who doesn't have access to ICT. एक digital divide. Digital bridge එක කියන්නේ අපි ඔන්න ඔය divide එක අරද bridge කරන්න use කරන mechanism එක. ඒ divide එක ඒ gap එක fill කරන්න අපි use කරන mechanism එක. Digital divide එක fill කරන්න අපි use කරන mechanism එක තමයි පුතේ digital bridge එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? ලියන්න. Digital bridge is a mechanism which we use to fill the gap between those who have access to ICT and those who doesn't have access to ICT. Inside brackets, digital divide. Put the inside brackets, put digital divide. Then mention two ways to develop digital bridge. අපි කොහොමද digital bridge එක develop කරන්නේ? Right? ඒ කියන්නේ අපි කොහොමද මේ digital divide එක fill කරන්නේ? ඒක අවම කරන්නේ. Digital bridge එක develop කරනවා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද පුතේ? Digital divide එක අඩු වෙනවා කියන්නේ. Right? හරි. So digital divide එක අඩු කරන්න, digital bridge එක enhance කරන්න, develop කරන්න, what are the techniques that we can use? Today we can train more teachers, right? We can train more teachers on ICT subjects, right? We can provide computer and other relevant study materials to the rural schools, right? We can make electronic parts and computers more available for a reasonable price, for a cheaper price. Okay, right? So these are the methods to gap the digital divide. And increase in the coverage of internet, right? There are some areas still in Sri Lanka we don't have internet coverage, right? Cell phone reception, right? So we need to increase the coverage or keyword advertisement covering the entire island, with the entire island cover, right? Right. Okay, then let's go for the fifth question, right? Fashion Mart, which is a garment retail shop, decided to develop an information system. They assign, right? They assign this task to a computer system development agency. So they are developing a new system. Roman number 1. Mention steps of system development life cycle. SLDC, system development life cycle. SLDC, right? SLDC system development life cycle, right? SDLC again, SLDC, right? System development life cycle, SDLC. Hi. Anyway, mention steps of the system development life cycle. First is another requirement analysis, then designing, developing, coding, testing, it was a deployment and maintenance. 6 1 is maintenance. Again, requirement analysis, designing, coding, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Right? 6 steps. In A level, you will be learning about another one. Other problem definition here. Right? So hurry on. That is Roman number 1. Explain briefly the steps taken by agency if they use prototype technology to collect user requirement. Explain briefly the steps taken by the agency if they use prototype technology to collect user requirement. After the prototype technology use other requirements collect what will happen if you use prototype technology? If you use prototype technology today, we can collect the requirements earlier. We can collect the requirements earlier, right? So we give the prototype to the client for the stakeholders. Stakeholders will analyze the prototype. They will give their input, their feedback. They can their requirements, right? We are collecting requirements that we couldn't identify earlier. Prototype එක දීලා දැන් අපි identify කරගත්තා උන්, right? So before we finish the product development, now we can collect all the requirements. Right? So the advantage, or let's describe prototyping. By using prototyping method, we can collect all the requirements before the completion of the product or the project, right? Can collect the requirements earlier. Right? Okay, then right. So next question. Following statements are features of both iterative incremental model and waterfall model. Okay, so we need to sort them. Which ones falls under waterfall and which ones falls under iterative incremental? Waterfall can to go to the next step, we need to finish the earlier step first. You need to finish one step to go to the second one, right? One shot in sequential method, you finish the project. Step higher, මුල සිට අගට කරා වැඩි ඉවරයි, right? Waterfall එකේදී පුතේ requirements identification එක හරියට වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඇයි? ඒක පළවෙනි පාරම කරා ඊළඟ ස්ටේජ් එකට ගියාට පස්සේ ආපහු requirements user ගෙනාවොත් එහෙම incorporate කරන්න කියලා ඒවා ආපහු incorporate වෙන්නේ නැහැ, right? Iterative එකෙන්ද එහෙම නෑ. Iterative එකේදී පුතේ අපි මේ system development life cycle එකේ තියෙන steps ටික ආපහු කරනවා, right? We are repeating them again and again in iterative manner, iterations, පුනර්කරණය, right? And in each iteration we keep developing the product little bit more. පොඩ මොකද කරන්නේ? product එක පුතේ හැම iteration එකකදීම ටික ටික develop කරනවා, right? Until all the requirements are there inside the project, right? ඒක තමයි iterative incremental කියලා කියන්නේ. iterative incremental එකේදී පුතේ මේ prototype එළියට දාන්නේ හරි ඒ common mistake එකක් ළමයි හිතනවා prototype එකේ වගේ එළියට දානවා කියලා prototypes නෑ නෑ system එක යාලා ගාමයි තියාගන්නේ යාලා users එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙලා අලුතෙන් requirements collect කර ඒක develop කරන එකයි කරන්නේ product එක දෙන්නේ right unlike the spiral. So A, identify requirements first. requirements ටික මුලින් identify කරන්නේ කවුද? iterative එකේදී සැරෙන් සැරේ කරනවා. waterfall එකේදී පුතේ one shot following parameter, right? Waterfall, A waterfall. B, ability to use previous knowledge in previous steps by the system developer is an advantage. කලින් මේක කරලා තියෙන එක ඒ knowledge එක තියෙනවා. iterative එකේ ඒකනේ ආපහු කරන්න එකමද iterative increment, right? අපි ඒකට short කියනවා agile කියලා. See, the next step begins only when the previous step is completely finished. Waterfall. New functions are added to the system plan is changed in every circle of the system. New functions are added and system plan is changed in every circle. Iterative incremental, right? F. This system development model comprises of handling a small segment at a time and develop itself in an incremental way, right? Okay, iterative incremental. This system. The unexpected results may occur as final output is seen at the end. Output එක දකින්නේ අන්තිමට කොහෙද? Waterfall එකේදී, right? Waterfall method. H, the main step is started by simply executing system requirements, right? What is it? ඒ මොකද්ද? ඒක තමයි පුතේ අපිට එන්නේ iterative incremental. ඒක කෙලිම පටන් ගන්න පුතේ නිකම්ම requirements ටික analyze කරා ඒක පටන් ගන්න, right? That's all, right? System development එක පටන් ගන්න එක it's not a difficult thing පුතේ in iterative because you will be doing those steps again and again. Okay, so then fourth one, maintain two instances where system developers mediation is needed in system maintenance. The system maintenance කරන්න හේතු තුනකට, right? The මෙහානේ system maintenance එකට developer ඕන වෙන්නේ ඇයි, right? දේවල් තුනකට. One, fixing bugs. Number two, add new requirements. Number three, update the technology. Fixing the bugs, adding new requirements, or updating the technology of the system. Right? Then let's go for the sixth one. A, select the most appropriate words from the list to complete the blanks in statement 1 to 4. Arithmetic abhi complete karum then. Roman number 1. The content of dynamic web always change. Dynamic වල පුතේ වෙනස් වෙනවා, static වල වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Composer is an open source web authoring tool. ඒක open source Composer, right? Blue Griffin, CK Editor ඒවා. Front page වගේ පුතේ proprietary. Dreamweaver වගේ. ඒ කියන්නේ සල්ලි දීලා ගන්නවා. Roman number 2. Composer is a හරි ඒක කිව්වනේ අපි open source. Roman number 3. It is required to apply from website to obtain a top level domain. Proprietary, right? It is required to apply from proprietary website to obtain top level domain, right? Such as .lk. Roman number 4. Websites developed with HTML language are called static web, right? අයියේ ඒවා වෙනස් වෙන්නේ static නේ පුතේ. Static dynamic කරන්න පුළුවන්. පළවෙනි වලදී ඉගෙන ගන්නවා, right? PHP use කරලා අපි SQL database එකට connect කරනවා. ඒතර පුතේ අන්න content එක දැන් වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම techniques තියෙනවා, right? දැනට HTML1 සහ පුතේ if you are only using HTML it is static. B. You have a HTML code. Worlds end අපි බලමු මුලින් මේ පින්තූරේ පොඩ්ඩක් website එක. Worlds end at mountains no radius සඳතන්න ලෝකාන්තය. Okay. Picture version means paragraph which is justified. Then we have a topic, an unordered list, a table with the first row merged. See on Google Maps is a link from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. is underlined. So worlds end at moon plains no radius. What is it pute? Worlds end at moon plains no radius. What is it? ඒක මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? It is H1, right? H1. Then put the Norelli Samatana Lokanti. It is in the second line. Further, heading 1 තමයි second line. They can මොකක්ද දාලා තියෙන්නේ break එකක්. BR tag එකක් දාලා තියෙනවා. Number 2 BR tag. Number 3 red. මොකක්ද red? අපිට පේන්නේ නැහැ මොකක්ද red කියලා. But you can assume it's the font color. Font color. Number 3 is font color. Font මදි, colors මදි, font color තියෙනවා. Complete pen on. Then image. We have an image. And the image is centered. So number 4 is center. Number 4 center. Center tag here. Number 5 moon planes. It's a paragraph. Paragraph P. P tag. But the most appropriate one should be P align justify. P align justify. Right? මොකද ඒක justify කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Then පුතේ we have a heading 2 animals who can spotted hurry. Then we have an unordered list. Number 6 is QL, unordered list. Number 7, table එකේම කැල unordered list එකේම කැලලක් විදිහට තමයි පුතේ table එකක් දීලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? So what is this? නෑ එහෙමද? නෑ එහෙම නෙමෙයි. No, right? So number 6 is what? So you have opened the unordered list. Now after many types of birds list item, you have to close the unordered list. හරිද? එහෙනම් මොකද්ද මේක පුතේ? We have to close it. UL closing tag එක. Right? This is a UL closing tag. Then we have a table, right? Table border 1 කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා. Table row. Route from Norelia moon plains. පුතේ ඒක මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? ඒක call span කරලා තියෙනවා, right? Call span කරලා තියෙනවා. So number 8 should be TD call span 2. TD space call span equals inverted commas ඇතුලේ 2, right? ඒ column එක span කරලා තියෙනවා දෙකකට. ඒ cell එක, right? Call span. Then සඳතැන්න කොබලන් සඳතැන්න table data driving directions see on Google Maps. Hari. So see on Google Maps කියන එක පුතේ what is it? It's a link. So number 9 should be AHREF. AHREF. Then number 10 underline. Or 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. underline. Number 10 underline. You tag. Right? Okay. Now C. World's End at Moon Plane is written in Sinhala too. Explain how you would see your source code in situation like this. Right? දැන් මේක සිංහලෙන් ලියලා තියෙනවා පුතේ. අපේ source code එක අපිට කොහොමද බලන්න පුළුවන්? සිංහලෙන් ලියප් එක අදාළම නැහැ. How to see the source code? To see the source code පුතේ. හරිද? අපි C නෙමෙයි how to save your source code. Source code එක save කරන්නේ කොහොමත් එක විදියට HTML වල. Right? දෙන්න පුළුවන් ඕනනම් file එක file name එකක් දීලා නැහැ නේද? We haven't given a file name for this, so put a file name එකක් දීලා නැති හින්දා we can just say file name dot html, right? නම දෙන්න පුළුවන් file name dot html. file name කියන එක ඕන නමක් දෙන්න. ඔයාලමට නමක් දෙන්න ඕන නම් නම දෙන්න. right? දෙන්න method dot html කියලා if you want, right? හරි. Then question number 7. හරි. A university with around 2,000 students, we have programming question, right? A university with around 2,000 students gives Mahapala scholarship to the students whose parents annual income are below 2,000, sorry, 2,550,000. 150,000 වලට අඩු නම් විතරයි. Okay. 250,000 වලට අඩු නම් විතරයි පුතේ. They will given the Mahapala. And if the parents annual income level is between 250,000 and 500,000, there is no any grant. If parents annual income is above 500,000, the following pseudocode output the allowance type once the admission number and the income is input. Sorry, 250,000 වලට වඩා අඩු නම් පුතේ මහපොළ දෙනවා. 250,000 උයි 500,000 අතර නම් student grant එකක් දෙනවා. හරිද? හරි. එතකොට we need to draw the flow chart. Flow chart අඳින්න ඔය මුකුත් ඕනේ නැහැ. pseudo code එක තිබ්බනම් ඇති. right? pseudo code එකක් මෙයාලා දීලා තියෙනවා. බලන්න පුතේ නා. right? අපිට මුලින්ම දාන්න ඕන මොකක්ද? Start, right? Then n equal 1, right? මුලින්ම දුන්න n equal 1 කියලා. හරිද? After that a repetition බලන්න පුතේ. repetition එකක් දාලා තියෙනවා, right? මොකක්ද repetition එකේ condition එක? if මේ while එකක් තියෙනවා, right? if n less than or equal 2000 මොකක්ද වෙන්න ඕන? ළමයි ගන්න. හරිද? ළමයි ගන්න 2000ට අඩු නම් years නම් පුතේ no එකක් පස්සට. එමු years නම් මොකද වෙන්න ඕන? we need to input admission number. you can input the admission number එක පොඩ්ඩක් පොඩියට අඳින්නේ මොකද අපිට ගොඩක් ඉඩ ඕනේ, right? ඊට පස්සේ වෙනම දීලා තියෙනවා අපෝ get income කියලා. ඒක පුතේ මෙතන කමාවක් දාලා දෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, right? input income තනි input output box එකේ දෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, right? then we have a if selection. We have a selection if income less than 250,000 years now allowance equal Mahapala. මේක no වුණොත් පුතේ allowance equal bursary. Bursary can student grant, right? එහෙම නැත්නම් මොකද්ද වෙන්න ඕන? මුලින් මේක දෙන්නත් කලින් බලන්න ඕන නේද? අපි තව සිලෙක්ෂන් එකක් දාලා බලන්න ඕන. ඉන්කම් එක තියෙනවද කියලා. අපි ඒ හින්දා පුතේ ඒක දාමු 15ට. yes එක දාමු මෙහෙට. හරිද? නැත්තම් පොඩ්ඩක් ඉඩ යනවා වැඩි පැත්තට. yes එකයි no එකයි පොඩ්ඩක් මාරු කරලා දාන්න. මම yes එක දානවා මෙහෙට. yes. yes නම් මොකද වෙන්න ඕන? allowance equal මහා පොළව. If no, again there's a selection if income less than or equal to 500,000. 500,000. If the income less than or equal 500,000, then I'm going to yes now. Allowance equal bursary. Bursary කියන එක ඉන්වර්ට් කමා සතුටේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් no මොකද වෙන්නේ? Allowance equal no allowance. ඒක process box. Right? ඊට පස්සේ මේ ඔක්කොම අන්තිමට එන්න ඕන මොකටද? end එකට. හරිද? end එකට එන්න කලින් මෙතන මේකත් connect කරන්න. Right. Then before you end it in the repetition, you need to display another. Display admission number allowance ඔන්න එක display කරා. ඊට පස්සේ පුතේ n equal n plus 1. කවුද මේ n කියන්නේ? n කියන්නේ පුතේ ළමයි 2000 යනවාද කියලා බලා ගන්න අපි දීපු variable, right? Okay, then we need to bring this over here, right? මේක ගේන්න ඕනේ මෙන්න. Okay. Right, so this is your repetition. Now, if the number of students become greater than 2000, then මොකද වෙන්න ඕන? මේ program එක stop වෙන්න ඕන. program එක end වෙන්න. Right? Right. So here you have your flow chart. හරිද? ළමයි, if you want to copy this flow chart, I would suggest that you pause the video, right? And then copy it. Okay? Alright. So let's move on to the B part. Complete the blanks from 1 to 4 in the following Pascal code to print numbers from 10 to 1. Ayyo, මේවා 10 right? 100 numbers. 100 numbers even though the කියලා බැලුවා. ඒවා arrays වලට දැම්ම වෙන right? Program part එකේදී. Right. So program print number. So you need to display numbers from 10 to 1. Okay? 10 to 1. 1 to 10 නෙමෙයි 10 to 1. වා x. x කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? x කියන්නේ integer එකක්. Right? වා x colon integer. Begin. ඊට පස්සේ තියෙනවා 2 කියලා. මේ 2 එක හොයන්න ඕන. මොකද පුතේ 2 කියන්නේ? ඈ for loop එක දාන්න for loop එක දාන්න තියෙන්නේ. 4x colon equal 10 down to 1. දැන් මේක 10 down to for loop එකක්. ඒතකොට වෙන්නේ පුතේ down to ගාව අපි දෙන්න ඕනේ maximum value එකක් මුලින් ඊට පස්සේ අඩු value එක. 10 down to 1. ඒතකොට 10 නම් එක. මේ x පුතේ 10 down to 1 කිව්වම x first round එකේදී 10, second round එකේදී 9, third round එකේදී 8. එන්න අඩු වෙන එක වෙනකම්, right? x එක ඉවර වෙන්න එක වුණා. 4x colon equal 10 down to 1 do 2 කියන්නේ 4, 3 කියන්නේ down to 1 do print x. x එක print කරන්න. print x 4 කියන්නේ print x, right? හරි. And the next one, we don't have all the questions we have discussed. අපි දැන් පුතේ ඔන්න ප්‍රශ්න ඔක්කොම discuss කරලා. ඔයාලා මට කලිනුත් කිව්වා දැන් මොකද කරන්න ඕන, right? වැරදිච්ච හැම ප්‍රශ්නයක්ම ලියා ගන්න පුතේ. දාගන්න paper එකේ නම, right?
lesson එක ලියන්න. lesson එක යටින් පුතේ write down what is the specific area that you got wrong. හරියටම වැරදුනේ මොන කෑල්ලද? number system නමක් කියලා තියෙනවා. number system lesson එක ලිව්වා. යටින් ලිව්වා මොකද්ද? binary conversion to decimal. Like that, write the specific area. Then within the week, before the next paper, you have to go through those components, right? Cues and recording, and fill in that knowledge gap or knowledge gap එක. මම ලකුණු කිව්වේ නෑනේ. ඇයි මට ලකුණු ඕනේ නෑ. ලකුණු අපි මාර්තු වෙනම් බලමු. Right? You need to fill in these knowledge gaps. So mistakes ටික හදා ගන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ පුතේ ලකුණු වෙන වල වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Okay, then I'm going to finish the session for the day, right? Thank you all for joining. So this is the 2016 Western Province paper discussion from the part 2, question number 3 onwards. So then everyone have a nice day and God bless you all.